Yeah, balance is the message today. We have to thank our angels for balancing out our life, making things more in order. Balance is a good thing. It's all about healing. Healing is a good thing, and healing your past traumas is always a good thing to balance out, your life. It's not good to be walking this earth feeling unbalanced. A lot of times we cut our own blessings out like that, or we think that we can play God and cut out other people's blessings, but sometimes life balances itself out. But for the most part, we have to have faith in God, and we have to stop putting money, first, and doing things that can cause an imbalance for money. And that takes a lot of courage. Sometimes we rush in situations without knowledge and without love and without integrity, you know what I'm saying, like that, thinking that our way is the powerful way. But sometimes, in order to balance things out, like I said, we have to get to know both sides of any situation. We can't keep things in the dark, because sometimes it leads to, when we don't figure out certain situations, it leads to us being up at night, being depressed, not being able to sleep, feeling like we're working hard for nothing, feeling like we're working hard and we're not still seeing our proper blessings, feeling like we're empty inside. You know what I'm saying? The imbalance leads to us looking for something that we're not trying to put work into, looking for an outcome that we're not going to get because we're not putting the specific work into what we need to do. If we focus our life or energy on balancing out certain relationships that we have, and sometimes that's not good. Sometimes we can't just focus on our loving relationships as far as our intimate relationships. We can't focus on only our intimate relationships. We have to focus on our relationships with God, our relationships with our family, our relationships with even the type of music that we listen to. Sometimes the type of music that we listen to, it takes us away from balancing out, our mind frame. We have to listen to music that's more loving, caring, maybe even gospel music. We can't rush into relationships where we see there's no balance. And that's any type of relationship, as far as work relationships, as far as even our family relationships, even a relationship that we have with God. We can't only be one-sided. We have to pray for others. We can't just consistently pray for ourselves. We have to move our family towards a relationship with God, and sometimes it's hard to do that all by yourself. That's why a part of balancing out, your life takes for you to have another person in there that's on the same frequency as you, or wants the same things that you want out of life. You can't be in life out here giving to energies that's not going to give back to you, or imbalance your energy, or you imbalance their energy or their life. Yeah, because sometimes people have secret motives on why they even come into your life. People want to put up these relationships, and they want to sacrifice a lot of relationships because of money, because of the blessings that they see that God has for you. Sometimes people, the devil, not the devil, but dark or low energy will send people into your life to, imbalance out all your relationships so that your life won't be in balance. You know what I'm saying? That's why I thank God every day for my angels. I thank God every day for my angels, blocking me from certain type of, imbalances, in my life, even though my angels can't block me out from all my imbalances, but for the most part, I thank them when they can. I thank God and, higher energies that I attach myself to for letting me see that certain people might not see my value. Certain people might not want to bring balance to their life or have no way they can because in their mind frame, their mind is not balanced. So they don't see anything balancing out in their future from their past. And those are what I call, like any type of relationships that are not supposed to be, it's either going to be a lesson or it's going to be a blessing. So yeah, growth. Any type of relationships that bring conflict, any type of relationships that are complex, any type of relationships that you don't see growing from, or you don't see any romance, or you don't feel like you're special. You feel like you're another notch on a belt. That's for any type of relationship. Because you must know to keep balance, you can't be around everybody. In order for you to keep balance in your life, you just have to balance out the time. You can be around people, but you're not for everybody. You have to know, when to be free and when to be tied down. You got to know when you won and when you're going too far, when you're being greedy. A lot of times, our imbalances come from us not knowing when we already won, not knowing when we had the happy feeling, not knowing when to be grateful for the things that we already have. Wearing our heart on our sleeve, looking at, things from the wrong, perception, not studying, what is blessings and what is curses. Sometimes we imbalance our own life out by, thinking about money all the time. When a lot of times we already been blessed by God with money and good health and everything else, but we're just being greedy. We just want more, A lot of times we don't know when to surrender to, being blessed, because we're not when we're not showing ourselves no love. We're not showing ourselves no love. We're putting money above, the balance. Sometimes too much money or too much of anything could be an imbalance. It can activate a lot of hatred. You can bring a lot of unnecessary drama in your life by biting off more than you can chew. And we've been warned in the past so many times that, as long as you got enough, what you need, you're good. As long as you have God, you're great. You can't let the devil come into your life to try to destroy your happiness and your peace. You can't be all tied up with demonic forces and sources. You have to have the strength to be stronger than your temptations, and you have to be stronger than moving so quick to be bad. It's easy to wake up every day and say, oh, I'm going out here and I'm going for bad. I'm going to do something bad out here. That's usually easy to do. But it's hard to keep balance out here and say, no, I'm going to do what's right today. I'm going to do what's righteous. I'm going to put balance into my life. Maybe I didn't do something so good yesterday, so today I'm going to balance it out by doing something good. You can't, and sometimes, our mistakes of us doing wrong is an imbalance in our life, or it's a balance. Because sometimes we always do good things and we always are righteous and we try to be perfect, but then sometimes we slip up and we make mistakes. And that is a part of balance as well. You know, you have to expect sometimes you're going to not be perfect. Because when you're juggling and you're juggling and you're juggling, one day you're going to drop the ball. And that's fine. That's a part of learning. That's a part of, balance. And we have to accept that. We have to accept the fact that we're going to make mistakes. We're going to get tempted. We're going to go against perfection. And that is a part of balance. We can't beat ourselves up because we made a mistake at work. We can't beat ourselves up because we made a mistake at school. We can't beat ourselves up because we made a mistake in life. We have to, accept the fact that that's a part of life and balance. We have to be our own keeper. We have to be our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper. We have to be able to keep secrets sometimes. Somebody tell you something, it's not for you to go out and tell to the world, because that is a part of balance. That is a part of balance. That is a part of balance, because I tell you something and I lay this on you, and if you didn't want to keep the secret, you don't lay the secret that I told to you on everyone else, because that is imbalance. That way, if you want to tell me something that you want me to keep, then I can do that, because I can understand that you understand balance and you understand loyalty and you understand how to keep a secret and you understand about all doors can't be open. Sometimes you have to close the door, because what is the purpose of having a door if you're going to keep it open? And that's a lot of times why we can't get on our righteous path of balance, because we try to balance it out and we try to, do the right thing, and people that we are not with are still learning how to juggle. They're still learning how to make mistakes, and, they don't have no compassion. They don't, you have to understand that a part of balance is, people are not going to have compassion. They're not going to have love. They're not going to care. They're not going to think of you. And that's a part of balance, because you always thinking of somebody and somebody is not going to be thinking of you. They're not going to care for you. And sometimes doing the hard work, sometimes doing the extra hard work, that's a part of balance as well. Because somebody has to do it. Sometimes you have to do the work on yourself, and sometimes you have to go to work. And you have to understand that that's a part of balancing out your life as well. Every time you walk in and out of a door, a situation, a life-changing event, it's not always going to be a caring connection. And that's balance as well. But if you can see somewhere that there is an imbalance, then sometimes, you have to go in and balance that out. Sometimes you're contracted to do that. Sometimes, you go in to balance out things in people's life. That's a part of balance too. But just sitting back and, being the devil's keeper as far as bringing imbalances into people's life is not going to get you balanced. You have to find out why you want to bring an imbalance to a situation, a relationship. Why you don't want to, weigh in. You have to find somebody on your same level, your same weight, your same mission. That is also going to bring balance to you. You know, because if you get on the scale with an elephant and you're just a human, the elephant is always going to weigh more. If you put the elephant on a scale with a whale, obviously the whale is going to weigh more than the elephant. And that, my dear, my miss, my ma'am, my love, is not balance. You know, the elephant is better off going with an elephant, and a whale is better off going with a whale. You know, sometimes that's balance. You know, you can't put money up against gold coins and say, hey, my money weighs more than your money, so my money is more than your money. Because obviously, it may not be. I may put, $5 in quarters on the scale with $5,000. We never know which one weighs more, but which one is worth more. So all of that has to be taken into consideration. I may put diamonds on the scale, and I may put gold on the scale. That doesn't mean because the gold weighs more that it's worth more than the diamond. So that's why everything needs to be looked at our corners and angles, and needs to be put into perspective so you can really know how to balance things out. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to be taken into consideration. You know, what it is, the situation at hand, where did it come from? What is its value? Why is it here? Why is it being weighed up and measured up? And is it even of the same, energy? Is it up from the same mind frame? Is it from the same team? Or are we weighing in basketball players with football players? I mean, what are we doing here? We have to make sure that when we put the things of our life on the scale, that it weighs up. It's the same thing that we're weighing up on the scale. And then we can see if we're going to be able to bring balance into our life. And that's what it's all about.